Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Howard and I travel the world teaching cybersecurity and hacking. Today I'm making the video about Tokyo I've always wanted to make, and we're going to talk about the areas I would visit and where I would stay in Tokyo. Now Tokyo is fabulous, but the rest of Japan is also excellent. I recommend you come to Japan for at least 10 days, you spend 2 or 3 days in Tokyo, and then you head out to somewhere like Osaka or Kobe or Hiroshima, and then you come back to Tokyo for another 2 or 3 days. Now let's break down Tokyo. The three areas I would talk about in Tokyo are Central Tokyo, East Tokyo, and West Tokyo. Oh yes, and stick around till the end of the video where I talk a little bit about the two Teamlabs exhibitions in Tokyo. Now when we talk about Central Tokyo, we're talking about Tokyo Station, Ginza, the Imperial Palace, and the Fish Market. Now Tokyo Station is absolutely awesome. Now the shopping and the restaurants are either inside the ticket gates or outside the ticket gates at Tokyo Station. Don't worry if you're not going anywhere, there are plenty of choices. In fact, I think the best choices are outside the gates. Head down to the basement and that's where you're going to find the fun. What shops and restaurants are we going to find in the basement? Well, we have Ramen Street. Ramen Street is a whole bunch of ramen restaurants from all over Japan, so not just Tokyo taste. There's about 8 or 10 different ramen stores, and for most of them you have to go, you pay for a ticket outside the restaurant, you get the ticket from a machine, and then you wait to be called. If you like ramen, this is just a no-brainer. What else? Well, we have Character Street. Character Street is a bunch of stores selling characters and anime and fluffy toys. It's the place you want to go if you want to get a Pokemon, for instance, for somebody you love. There's bunches of other anime in Character Street, but honestly it is not the best place to get anime stuff. The best place to get anime stuff is Akihabara, and we'll talk about that soon. Now also in Tokyo Station there's Gourmet Street. And Gourmet Street has a whole bunch of chocolates and candies and crackers and goodies for you to take home as gifts to wherever you came from. You'll find the Tokyo Banana Store there, and there's lots of choice. A pro tip, get your Tokyo Banana Kit Kats there. Now inside the gates, there's also a bunch of restaurants and a bunch of bento box places. You can go in there to take a look around if you like, or if you're going somewhere on the Shinkansen. All in all though, you could spend a full day in Tokyo Station and not get bored. I love Tokyo Station. Now Ginza is where you're going to find the high-scale department stores and the upper-scale clothing stores. Personally, I don't really care for Ginza that much. There's not much there for me, but if you're into shopping, it is definitely the place to go in Tokyo. Now the old fish market area is awesome as well. It's a place you're going to go in the morning or the very early afternoon because it starts shutting down just after lunchtime. There's a bunch of stores selling fish, sushi, Chinese food, but also cookware and a bunch of knife shops. So it's a great place to look around, sample some sushi, maybe buy some unusual souvenirs. Now the one thing I'd say about the fish market, it is expensive. You're going to pay 2 to 3x what you would pay in the rest of Tokyo. So it is a little bit of a tourist trap, but it is a fun place to go. My recommendation is you do not show up hungry. Last but not least is the Imperial Palace in central Tokyo. Now the palace itself is only open I think once or twice a year, and you have to have tickets for that. So you're kind of just stuck with looking around the grounds and the gardens. But it is a very relaxing and peaceful place to go. A lot of people like going there. If you need to kill a couple of hours when it's not too hot, it's a great place to go. So let's talk about East Tokyo. East Tokyo is where you're going to find Ueno, you're going to find Akihabara, and you're going to find the Sensoji temple. Now when I come to Tokyo, I stay either in Shinjuku in the west or Ueno in the east. Ueno is more relaxing, more peaceful. You've got Ueno Park there and Ueno Zoo. Now Ueno Park is very extensive. It has a bunch of different temples there. It has 5 or 6 different museums. It's got a lot of space to walk around and it often hosts festivals. Ueno is also a great place for hotels. There's a bunch of hotels near Ueno Station, but be prepared. There's lots of stairs and overpass bridges that you may have to navigate with your luggage. So as always, if you come to Tokyo, for goodness sake, pack light, because you're probably going to buy another suitcase to bring souvenirs back home. Now, if you're in the Ueno area, you can also walk south to Akihabara. It's a great place to spend the evening. Akihabara is the anime center of Tokyo. I love Akihabara. Every time I go there, I end up buying 1 or 2 anime figures and some other souvenirs. There are some sushi restaurants as well, and general souvenir stores with t-shirts and nodding cats and that kind of thing. So there's something for everyone in Akihabara. Akihabara is the most exciting as the sun comes down and the neon and the flashing lights turn on. So I would love to be in Akihabara around 6 o'clock usually. And the other thing to know about Akihabara is on a Sunday, they close the roads, so it's pedestrian only. Now, just to the north and the east of Ueno is where you're going to find the Sensoji Temple. Sensoji Temple is a great area because there's bunches of shops leading up to the temple where you can do bunches of souvenir shopping. And they have everything. T-shirts, chocolates, candies, swords, knives, kimonos. Anything you want to find, you're going to find in those tourist shops. Be aware, they're a little bit tourist pricey. The temple itself, and it is a Buddhist temple, it is not a shrine, is not exactly relaxing. It's usually very busy. There's usually a lot of people there. So if you want relaxing, you might want to go to the Meji shrine in the west of Tokyo. However, it is an awesome temple and I would highly recommend it. Oh yes, whilst we're talking about the hotels in Ueno, be aware, there's tons of them. When you get out of Ueno Station, there are literally 3 Appa hotels you could almost hit with a rock. So when you're going to that area, whatever chain you're staying with, make sure you know which hotel it is in the area, because there will be multiples both of Appas and Dormy Inns. So when you're in the Ueno area, make sure you check out the shopping district just to the south. This is also an awesome place to hang out in the evening. There's tons of restaurants, fried food, fish, Chinese restaurants, everything from t-shirts to swords, you get the idea. It feels a little bit more gritty than some of the other shopping areas in Tokyo. I really love it in the evenings. So what I might do is spend my early evening in Akihabara and then walk north to Amiya Yokaku and have dinner there in one of the many Chinese or fish or fried food or skewer restaurants and have a look around the stalls for some shopping. It's a great place as the sun goes down. Now let's talk about the west of Tokyo. Here you're going to find Shibuya and Shinjuku. Now Shinjuku is a place I often stay. It is very lively. There's department stores, there's a little bit of tourism, there's streets full of little bars and restaurants. It's home to Shinjuku Station, which honestly is a nightmare. I've been to Shinjuku Station about 12 times and I'm still getting my head around it. So be prepared for a bit of frustration finding your way out of the station. If you're looking for the bars, the restaurants and the entertainment, head for the exit east, which is ironically in the north of the building. And if you head out the east exit, you just head north and you're right in the entertainment district. That's where you're going to find Godzilla at the top of a hotel and bunches of shopping around. There's a cinema and tons of shopping such as Don Quixote. You're going to find loads of bars and restaurants. There's also a big camera in that area and tons of other stores. Shinjuku also has the Metropolitan Government Building where you can go to the top of one of the buildings and you get a great view of Tokyo completely for free. So that's something to do if you've got some hours to kill. And it's free. Shinjuku also has a National Gardens, which is apparently very nice. I've never actually been inside it. You do have to pay and it's closed, I think, on a Monday. Now, just like Ueno, there's bunches of hotels around Shinjuku. every chain has multiple hotels, so make sure you know exactly which hotel you're going to, because there are like 5 Apple hotels in Shinjuku. And the other tip is, with all rail stations, when you get off the train or the metro, for goodness sake, look at a map and try and determine which exit you want to leave the station from, because that is going to save you time in the long run. So also in West Tokyo is Shibuya. And Shibuya is known for the Shibuya Crossing, also called the Shibuya Scramble. It's a very well-known tourist destination. You go and you watch the people cross the sidewalk. Apparently over 1 million people a day can cross the sidewalk, the zebra crossing. I've been, it's kind of fun to watch. It is better fun as the sun is coming down, so try and get there for evening if you can. Now Shibuya also has a ton of shopping. I actually prefer the shopping in Shibuya to Shinjuku. It's a little bit more touristy and a little bit more electronic-y, but there's also department stores, but not so high-end. So it's a more relaxing place to be to do a bit of shopping. There's lots of tall buildings and it just feels really nice. Shibuya also has a lot of used clothing stores, so it's kind of a trendy place to do a bit of shopping. Now, if you're in the Shibuya area, make sure you go to the Meji Shrine. It is a Shinto shrine. Now that is relaxing. You can absolutely spend a couple of hours there walking around, looking at the sights. There's a coffee shop, there's a gift store. It's a really nice place to go for a couple of hours. So if it's not too hot, bring a blanket, maybe a picnic, look around the shrine, and then sit under a tree and relax. Okay, now let's talk Teamlabs. There are 2 Teamlabs in Tokyo, Teamlab Plantets and Teamlab Borderless. Plantets is to the southeast of Tokyo Station, about a 25-minute subway ride. It's the smaller of the 2, but it's getting an extension in January 2025. It's the one with all the waterfalls and the water pools. You do need to take off your shoes and your socks, but they do give you a towel afterwards to dry your feet. It is the one that people say is the more fun experience. Now Teamlab Borderless is the larger of the 2 installations. It's about 20 minutes to the southwest of Tokyo Station and it has no water. There are more rooms and the people report it is more overwhelming and stimulating. Now some of the rooms have flower projections and they also give off a scent of the flowers as well. Now honestly, both are a fantastic experience and both of them share some of the same exhibitions. You know, those dangly, lighty, sparkly rope things? They're very cool and they're in both locations. Now, as cool as both of them are, neither are as cool as Teamlabs Osaka in my opinion. And to learn more about Teamlabs Osaka, watch my travel vlog video on Osaka. It's linked at the end of this video. Alright everyone, hopefully you found this video interesting. Listen, I travel the world teaching cybersecurity. If you want to see more of my videos, please remember to subscribe and to like. And if you're interested in learning about cybersecurity, make sure you follow my videos as well, because that's going to be the bulk of my content. I'm Andrew Howard in Tokyo. Thanks for watching.